The interest you earned, you can money with Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Learn more at marcus.com.
$500 minimum balance required to earn stated annual percentage yield, which may change before account is funded. May withdraw full balance beginning 7 days after funding. Rates as of March 20th, 2020. Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
KCBS News Time, 2:45.
And coming up on KCBS...
There's increasing concern for developing countries as the coronavirus continues to spread globally. Now we're moving on to the KCBS Sports Line. Kevin, no football?
Yeah, that's one man's opinion. It's ESPN college football analyst Kirk Herbstreit, who today said he feels that football might be out all year.
Until we have a vaccine where we can really just, okay, now we've got some control over this. Even if this curve is flattened out, this virus is still out there. I'll be shocked, honestly. I haven't talked with anybody. I'll be shocked if we have NFL football this fall, if we have college football. Be so surprised if that happens.
Yeah, Herbstreit has followed what the experts are saying about the timeline for a vaccine, 12 to 18 months away, and says, how can you think about football?
I don't know how you can let these guys go into locker rooms and let stadiums be filled up and how you can play ball. I just don't know how you can do it with the optics of it. If I'm a commissioner or I'm in charge, if I'm the NCAA, I just don't know how you can do that. The next thing you know, you got a locker room full of guys that are sick, and that's on your watch. I wouldn't want to have that. So as much as I hate to say it, I think we're scratching the surface of where this thing's going to go.
Yeah, Kirk Herbstreit, ESPN. By the way, the NFL owners are meeting via conference call to vote on that proposed 14-team expanded playoffs, which would go into effect this year. One extra playoff team for each conference, one bye per conference, so 3 playoff games on the first Saturday of the playoffs and then 3 on Sunday in that first round. At the sports desk, Kevin Radich, KCBS.
There are times when our need to connect really matters. To keep customers and employees in the know, to keep business moving, Comcast Business is prepared for times like these. Powered by the nation's largest gig speed network to help give you the speed, reliability, and security you need. Tools to manage your business from any device, anywhere. And a team of experts here for you 24/7. Because when every connection counts, you can count on us. Learn more at comcastbusiness.com/response.
With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD. There's a typo, a fixed rate guaranteed and no penalties if you withdraw your balance early?
That's right, no penalties.
Really?
Take 2.
With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD, you get a fixed rate of 1.7% for 7 months. There are no penalties if you withdraw your balance early. And you keep the interest you earned. You can money with Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Learn more at marcus.com.
$500 minimum balance required to earn stated annual percentage yield, which may change before account is funded. May withdraw full balance beginning 7 days after funding. Rates as of March 20th, 2020. Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
The motto for world-class competition has always been faster, higher, stronger. It's the same for Navien, makers of condensing tankless water heaters. Faster to install and set up. Higher performance and efficiency to provide endless hot water. Stronger with the industry's strongest warranty. All because of the copper-free stainless steel heat exchanger built in every unit. Learn about Navient's condensing tankless water heaters and find a Navient contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com. That's tanklessmadesimple.com.
We are here for you with the facts and straightforward news coverage.
We do have a shelter in place, but these kids need to get out, get some fresh air. We're definitely keeping the 6-foot distance between everybody.
All news, all the time, right here on KCBS.
KCBS News Time, 2:48.
Back we go to San Rafael with Kim Vessel. You've got some police activity you're tracking there, Kim.
The police department in San Rafael reporting activity, no details, but do avoid the area of Medway Road and Francisco Boulevard East Road. Traffic is not getting through there. It's right next to 101. It's not impacting traffic on the freeway. I can see traffic moving well in both directions through Marin County on 101. Otherwise, no delays on the Golden Gate Bridge, and better news in San Ramon. Car fire jammed things up there southbound 680 before Alcosta Boulevard earlier this hour, and now traffic has has been reopened. 3 left lanes getting through. Still not completely out of the way, but traffic is moving through. Just a minor delay in the southbound direction. And public transit reminder to a lot of changes during the ongoing shelter in place. Golden Gate Transit, bus and ferry systems are both operating on reduced schedules, and that may change from one day to the next. You can check their website for updates. You can also follow us for updates. We're trying to keep up to speed on everything, all these changes. If you follow us on Twitter at KCBS AM FM Traffic, trying to help out as much as we can. Next update, 2:58 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
Let's talk about the 6-day Bay Area weather forecast. It's got some warming in it. This afternoon, we've still seen a few ever so spotty showers just in the North Bay. Most of the Bay Area is dry this afternoon. Partly cloudy, upper 50s at the coast, low to mid 60s inland. Partly sunny again tomorrow. Temperatures won't move much. Then a warming trend is going to kick in starting on Wednesday. And then we're talking about highs mid 60s, mid 70s Thursday and Friday. It clouds up again for the weekend with rain chances both days. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time 2:51. The Newswatch continues.
Patty, the number of coronavirus victims around the world continues to soar. Some 34,000 patients have died globally now, and there are growing concerns about the virus spreading in developing countries. CBS correspondent Charlie D'Agata reports on how other parts of the world are coping with this crisis.
Social distancing out of the question in India as thousands of now jobless workers made a mass exodus back to their villages. In South Africa's poorest communities, soldiers ordered people home in no uncertain terms.
Please, 1 meter away.
As the coronavirus takes aim at some developing parts of the world with potentially devastating consequences. But in hard-hit Italy, one sliver of optimism. Although another 756 people died from the virus, the numbers there continue to trend downward. The dead have been stacking up so quickly, priests in the north have had to conduct mass funerals. Coffins carried by forklifts onto military trucks for burial, death on an industrial scale. They died without the possibility to talk to their loved ones, without anyone who could comfort them. Spain's death toll continued to surge. Patients in overwhelmed hospitals spill into hallways. And in Hubei, China, once the epicenter for the virus, life is returning to normal after the province reported its 6th straight day with no new cases. Now, here in the UK, the death toll has now reached more than 1,200. Many people asking how much longer can this go on? Well, this sobering assessment from British health officials, things may not be back to normal for another 6 months.
That's Charlie D'Agata. A group of public health graduate students in the Bay Area has organized a nationwide volunteer effort to hand make and distribute face masks to hospitals and clinics. KCBS's Jeffrey Schaub reports the effort has reached medical institutions in 30 states.
Alexa Magyari woke up with an idea. The Bay Area public health grad student and others wanted to create a network of volunteer sewers to make fabric masks at a time when they're desperately needed.
These masks are not going to be, they're not PPE. They're not going to be the first line of defense for people who have COVID-19 or are suspected of having COVID-19. But they are going to be used for people in other departments of the hospital, which frees up the actual PPE for COVID patients and providers.
Now hospitals in 30 states have signed up to receive the masks, including many Kaiser facilities in the Bay Area. Some hospitals have even recommended designs and colors for the masks.
So we're definitely seeing a huge, amazing response from the sewing community and from others who want to be involved, who are rallying together to serve the hospitals.
In San Rafael, Jeffrey Schaub, KCBS.
With continued panic buying and supply chain concerns, truck drivers remain in high demand because of the pandemic. John Kearney, CEO of Advanced Training Systems, a company that uses technology to train and create safer drivers, tells KCBS truckers are needed more than ever, but the conditions for them on the road are often very dire.
It's a tough time. The truck stops are limiting severely what they normally would handle. They have closed their showers. Their food service is very, very limited, if at all. They've shut all of their lounges. So what we've got is a difficult situation.
Kearney says because truckers are performing what's considered to be essential tasks for society to function, there are concerns for trucks coming from high infection areas such as New York City. KCBS News Time 2:55. It is time for the Money Watch, and Jason Brooks has some good news today.
Wall Street started the week off on a strong note with stocks gaining steam throughout the session and closing near session highs. The Dow gained 690 points to 22,327. The Nasdaq up 271 points to 7774, and the S&P advanced 85 points to 2626. Economic signals continue to show early indications of the impact from the coronavirus outbreak, with the March Dallas Fed Manufacturing Survey plunging 70 points into negative territory. Pending home sales rose in February, but the National Association of Realtors warns that the data doesn't capture the significant fallout from the outbreak. A UBS analyst note is cutting Apple's price target significantly, expecting iPhone sales to fall 16% in 2020. Supply channel checks find weakened demand in China, and the retail store closures outside of China will be a headwind for Apple. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks, KCBS.
Sleeping with CPAP can mean waking and hearing.
Hun, there's a ring around your face.
Or,
Dad, what's up with your face?
if you stopped wearing CPAP because of marks and rashes, now there's Inspire. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. That's right, a button. If you're struggling with CPAP, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
With extreme stock market volatility, you need a safe haven for retirement assets. National Realty's Class A Buildings Fund contains only prime income-producing real estate with targeted cash flow of 18 to 21%. With NRIA, you're secured on large apartment buildings and backed by $750 million of new construction. You receive monthly electronic payments. You're diversified with 15 buildings supporting you. These prime locations back you with hard money-making assets. Remember, no matter what type of market, it's always a landlord's market. Call now and learn why our results have been so strong. Our 13-year track record and $1.2 billion of assets under management proves it. Call 201-210-2727. That's 201-210-2727. An offer to buy or sell any security is only made by our private placement memorandum. Read it first and invest wisely. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. National is a real estate development firm. See us at nria.net.
Okay, Marcus commercial, take one.
With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD. Wait, there's a typo. A no penalty CD? That can't be right.
No, that's right. No penalties. All right, take two.
With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD, you get a fixed rate of 1.7%. 1.7%?
Let's just get through the script, okay? Take three.
With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD, you get a fixed rate of 1.7% on your money. There are no penalties if you withdraw your balance early. Come on, man. Even if you withdraw your balance early?
Look, if you're not going to read the script, I could just do it myself.
Okay. With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD, you get a fixed rate of 1.7% for 7 months on your money. There are no penalties if you withdraw your balance early and you keep the interest you earned. Wow, really?
Yes.
Sign up for a no penalty CD today. You can money with Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Learn more at marcus.com.
$500 minimum balance required to earn stated annual percentage yield, which may change before account is funded. May withdraw full balance beginning 7 days after funding. Rates as of March 20th, 2020. Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
KCBS News Time 2:58.
Traffic time. Back we go to your local Honda dealer's traffic center in Kim Vestal.
We'll start on the peninsula. A car just broke down in Millbrae on northbound 101 right before Millbrae Avenue in the slow lane. So watch out there because traffic is going by at or above the limit. No other issues on 101, the Bayshore along the peninsula, and traffic on 280 also looks really well. Is moving along really well. Now, Hercules just getting word of an accident involving a big rig eastbound Interstate 80 before Highway 4. Big rig pulled over. All indications, it doesn't look like it's a nasty situation there, and traffic was passing by at the limit already. But watch out for that truck on the right-hand shoulder as you travel eastbound. And once you get past that, traffic moves well on the Carquinez Bridge into Vallejo, Interstate 80 westbound and eastbound moving well. Next update at 3:08 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
KCBS Bay Area weather forecast. Partly sunny skies. Saw a few sprinkles in the North Bay. We shouldn't see them anywhere else around the Bay Area. Tomorrow, more of the same. Temperatures in the same range. It starts warming up on Wednesday. Traffic and weather together on KCBS. It is Monday, March 30th, 2020. Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Rebecca Corral. Get ready to stay home longer. The Bay Area's stay-home orders are being extended to May 1st.
I'm Kathy Novak. Nursing students asked to join the workforce early to help with the surge of coronavirus patients.
President Trump says over 1 million Americans have been tested for the coronavirus. Good afternoon. I'm Patty Rising along with Jeff Bell.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1. San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, a radio.com station.
3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
I'm Pam Coulter in Washington. At the ongoing daily White House coronavirus update, President Trump just announced,
today we reached a historic milestone in our war against the coronavirus. Over 1 million Americans have now been tested.
He also said following the social distancing guidelines vigorously can save over 1 million lives.
The more we commit ourselves now, the sooner we can win the fight and return to our lives.
Yesterday, he backed off his plan to reopen at least part of the country for business by Easter. A Maryland man is now in jail for violating the state's emergency orders. WTOP reporter John Domen.
There were dozens of people at Sean Myers' home in Charles County, Maryland, Friday.
He was just in total disregard for everybody's safety.
In fact, Charles County State's Attorney Tony Covington says it was the second party police had to break up at Myers' home in less than a week. And when people ran off,
he calls these people up and tells them to come on back. He clearly just a scofflaw. That's the word I like to use. Someone who's going to thumb his nose at the law.
John Domen for CBS News, Washington.
New York City hospitals are strained by the flood of coronavirus patients, but they're getting help now that the Navy hospital ship Comfort arrived to take on non-virus patients. Mayor Bill de Blasio.
I had this incredible feeling of peace, actually, that help was finally coming.
A hospital ship Mercy is docked in Los Angeles and has already begun performing surgeries for non-virus patients. Florida's governor is not rolling out the welcome mat for a cruise ship that's carrying 6 passengers that's en route to the state.
I'm Peter King. 4 people have died. More than 130 people are sick aboard the Holland America Zaandam, which is scheduled to dock at Fort Lauderdale late this week. Governor Ron DeSantis says the cruise line should bring medical help on board. He doesn't want sick passengers coming off of that ship.
A lot of these are foreign nationals, and we want to make sure we have the beds available for the folks here in southern Florida.
Holland America says most of the passengers are Americans and Canadians.
The doctors, nurses, and others caring for virus patients are also worried about themselves and their families. CBS's Jerika Duncan.
Diana Lake is an ER doctor in Maryland. She's taking extreme measures to protect her family.
I've cried many days. I haven't seen my children in 13 days. They're with my ex-husband, and basically we're concerned for having them around me because I don't know what I'm bringing home every day.
Major stock indexes were up at least 3% today. The Dow climbed 690 points. This is CBS News.
Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Home is more than a house. It's a personal paradise. Get yours with Rocket Mortgage. Push button, get mortgage.
3:03 at KCBS, a partly sunny afternoon with a few sprinkles in the North Bay. Good afternoon. I'm Patty Rising in the KCBS studios along with Jeff Bell in his home studio in Sausalito. Here's what's happening.
Shelter-in-place orders put into place to slow the spread of the coronavirus are now being extended to May 1st in the Bay Area. KCBS's Rebecca Corral attended a virtual news conference given by San Francisco's mayor and leading public health officials early this afternoon.
San Francisco Mayor London Breed said there are 374 confirmed cases of coronavirus in the city. 6 people have died. 58 are currently hospitalized with confirmed cases, a number that could change quickly. So the numbers add up to this.
Because we know that there will be challenges on our healthcare system. And we know that people are anxious to know about the stay-at-home order and whether or not that will be extended. I know that our county health officers will be making an announcement tomorrow to talk about the specifics of extending the stay-at-home order until May 1st of this year.
Because it's too soon to say whether the Bay Area's efforts at keeping people away from each other has succeeded in flattening the curve. Meanwhile, San Francisco's Director of Public Health, Grant Colfax, is anxious to ramp up testing, but supply shortages are among the obstacles getting in his way.
So along the supply chain for testing, there are severe limitations. While we are working to expand testing capacity, my public health lab is expected to triple its potential capacity starting today. We are still struggling along that supply chain to ramp up testing as quickly as possible. So anything from the specimen collection that you need for swabs, from the processing reagents that are needed, our supply chains are episodic and hard to determine.
Dr. Colfax also talked about the challenges they're facing at the hospital for the sickest and most vulnerable San Franciscans, Laguna Honda Hospital, home to 750 people. He says they've increased safety precautions there, and he and the mayor are grateful that federal and state officials have responded to their urgent request for help by sending epidemiologists, infection prevention doctors, and nurses, and have a dedicated member of the Centers for Disease Control working from Atlanta to help San Francisco manage the outbreak at Laguna Honda. Rebecca Corral, KCBS.
Governor Gavin Newsom is asking retired medical professionals and students who are almost finished with their studies to register for a new health corps. As KCBS's Kathy Novak reports, he's hoping thousands will answer the call.
The new website reads like a wartime poster. Health professionals, California needs you. Governor Gavin Newsom says there are about 37,000 medical experts who may be able to help with the coronavirus emergency.
If you're a nursing school student, a medical school student, we need you. If you've just retired in the last few years, we need you. If you are looking to expand your scope of practice and have particular expertise in any particular capacity, we need you, and we encourage you to take a look at that healthcorps.ca.gov website.
He signed an executive order to expand the workforce in order to staff at least 50,000 more hospital beds that are needed to handle the surge of coronavirus patients. He says the number of patients in the state's intensive care units tripled to almost 600 in the past few days, and he says the next few weeks will be critical. Everyone can help relieve the pressure on hospitals by continuing to stay home. Again, the website for medical professionals, if you think you might be eligible, healthcorps.ca.gov. Kathy Novak, KCBS.
One of San Jose's largest hospitals has announced it's shutting down delivery services for pregnant women. And as KCBS's Matt Bigler reports, doctors and nurses are stunned by the change that will impact East San Jose.
We're talking about Regional Medical Center, which serves East San Jose. The hospital has announced it's closing its Women and Children's Services Department, which means it will no longer accept pregnant patients.
I'm so sad,
Dr. Kenneth Fan is the chairman of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. He claims the Hospital Corporation of America, which owns Regional Medical Center, is doing this now while almost all of the medical news is about the coronavirus.
All the other noise will drown out this stuff. And, basically nobody will realize what happened until it's done.
But HCA disputes that. Spokesperson Sarah Sherwood tells KCBS they are simply making room in the hospital for more emergency services.
Well, it's not so much closing as we're transferring most of the patients to Good Samaritan Hospital, which is a 15-minute drive.
And she says the ER will remain open to all patients. The last day for deliveries at Regional Medical Center will be May 30th. Matt Bigler, KCBS.
Just ahead on KCBS, one Bay Area county stepping up its efforts to stay inside. Right now, we need to go to the roads. KCBS traffic with Kim Vestal.
You know where there's no traffic and it's really, really strange is Disneyland in Disney World. And I just saw someone tweeted a drone video of the emptiness that is Disneyland these days, closed until further notice. It's pretty wild.
I love Disneyland.
Yeah, I with a few crowds, please, just a few people, but still. We do have an all clear in San Ramon. We had a car fire jamming things up there for a while last hour. Southbound 680 before Al Costa Boulevard. All lanes officially reopened. Fire crews have mopped up, and traffic is at the limit once again in both directions. Your ride through the San Ramon Valley on 680 is moving well. Sunol Grade also at the limit between Fremont and Pleasanton, and 680 the ride in in San Jose is also looking good, too. Now, we do have some road work. Caltrans crews taking advantage of the dry weather this week. This will probably be happening around the Bay Area, but they do have a lane closure in the Santa Cruz Mountains, a real narrow stretch here until 4 o'clock, northbound 17 between Lexington Reservoir and the Katz Restaurant. A lot of trucks there and a lot of cones set up. Like I said, a real narrow stretch, so go slowly as you make your way down the hill in the northbound direction. No delays southbound or further up as you come and go from the summit in the Santa Cruz Mountains. We do have an ongoing delay in Gilroy, too. We have a big rig accident, Ferguson Road at Highway 152, Pacheco Pass. The big rig tipped over, and they have not uprighted it yet, so the road is closed at Ferguson Road there. Your next update, 2:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Partly sunny around the Bay Area. We did see a few isolated showers in the North Bay. They're going to go away by the time the sun goes down. It's going to be partly sunny again tomorrow, completely dry. Temperatures in the same range before the warm-up that's going to start on Wednesday. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Hi, this is George with New Life Property Investments, and I buy houses in cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 925-490-2000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 3 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and any location in the San Francisco Bay Area. I am a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy yours. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses, and I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you have a house that is trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying fixer-uppers too. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and foreclosure houses. If you or someone you know is looking to sell their house and want to sell it fast, call me at 925-490-2000. That's 925-490-2000, 925-490-2000.
Watermelon green and red.
Honey gold.
Tart lemon yellow.
Apricot orange.
Blueberry blue.
Mulberry purple.
And the pink of a perfect peach.
All the colors of nature can be found in gemstones.
Choose a twinkling tint
or a shimmering shade
as your own signature color
to sparkle in your one-of-a-kind
custom designed
jewelry.
All the colors of wildflowers
glimmering and shimmering in the morning sun
are yours
at Shreve & Company. Luxury timepieces, fine designers, and flawless diamonds.
Custom jewelry in all the colors of nature with stunning details
and textures you have to touch.
The newest, the brightest, and the best can always be found at
Shreve & Company, 150 Post Street off Union Square and in Palo Alto, perfectly situated in the Stanford Shopping Center.
KCBS News Time 3:12, sponsored by Star One Credit Union. Come get the Star treatment at Star One. Our News Watch continues.
Patty, Peninsula residents appear to be paying attention to guidelines that recommend staying 6 feet apart in order to stop the spread of the coronavirus. KCBS's Margie Schaefer reports that there is still at least a month of this social distancing to go.
In a Zoom call with federal, state, and local lawmakers, Congresswoman Jackie Speer offered a virtual pat on the back to residents staying away from each other and closed parks.
You've done good. You've done good so far.
San Mateo County Supervisor Dave Pine noted the parks and beaches were closed after tallying a threefold increase. But
there's a company called Unicast that collects mobile phone data. And based on that analysis, it shows that San Mateo County ranked 4th in the state in reducing mobility.
And while there were parties posted on Nextdoor, police departments are offering educational warnings. District Attorney Steve Wagstaff.
So far, after several weeks of this, there has not been a single case brought to the San Mateo County District Attorney for violation of that.
The maximum punishment for violating social distance rules, a $1,000 fine and jail time. But Wagstaff does not expect that to happen. In San Mateo, Margie Schaefer, KCBS.
KCBS News Time 3:13. One NBA player is recovered from the coronavirus. Kevin has that story in 2 minutes.
At the the KCBS studios is a skeleton crew, and at home, the hubby works and the kid does online high school. Some of us have lost a job or are fearing for a loved one's health. Even though we have to keep 6 feet apart, I'm sending you a hug on the radio. Thank you for sharing your stories and information, and thank you for washing your hands. I'm Margie Schaefer. Together, we will get through this. KCBS is helping the Bay Area stay connected. For more, go to radio.com/stay connected.
Since 1941, the Dickey family has been smoking the very best quality meats, low and slow, every day. We want you to know that all across America, every Dickey's Barbecue Pit restaurant is here for you and your family, still working the block and ready to bring the Q to you with free doorstep delivery, curbside pickup, or carryout. Let Dickey's take the worry out of dinner. Order on our app or at dickeys.com. Legit Texas barbecue.
Time crunchers, run with us on a John Deere Z535MZ track mower, built to mow better, faster. Because sometimes you're up against the clock. Like Sunday evening when you've got to cut the grass before the family gets back. So you mow at full throttle with razor-sharp precision, thanks to the Excel Deep Mower Deck. Then when your family's right around the corner, you're already done. This is more than just grass, it's pride. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere Z500 for more.
If you like pina coladas and getting
Spilled your pina colada? Quick, the Quicker Picker-Upper. Bounty picks up spills and messes quicker and is 2 times more absorbent than the leading Ordinary brand, so you can get back to getting caught in the rain. Bounty, the Quicker Picker-Upper.
Coming up on KCBS, we've heard of people searching for old face masks or sewing new ones. Now, one college is 3D printing them. KCBS News Time, 3:15.
Time again for sports. Kevin Radich is back with us. Kev, the NBA is proving to be somewhat of a bellwether of the overall coronavirus outbreak. So this is good news. You've got an NBA player actually recovered now from the coronavirus.
Yes, I do. Marcus Smart, the Boston Celtics guard, has been cleared by medical officials after testing positive for the coronavirus earlier this month. He tested positive March 19th. He had been in isolation since then and was being monitored by the Celtics medical staff. His teammates, coaches, and staff members were also tested. Those tests have come back negative. If the NBA season returns, the finals probably won't take place until August. And if that's the case, there's a push to permanently reset the NBA calendar, begin the season later, and end it later. ESPN's Jalen Rose is down with that idea. Jalen Rose, talking on ESPN earlier today, said, yeah, that might be...
Absolutely. Basketball is a summer game. That's when we grow up playing outside at the park, in the backyard, in the YMCA. It takes place in the summer. So the fans will be just as excited for the finals to be in early June, in theory, as they probably will be in early August.
Everything's on the table, folks. Major League Baseball hopes to get back on the field in May. That's the word around the league. But with shelter-in-place orders recommended through April across the nation, you wonder how baseball would be able to ramp up that quickly. And when the games do begin, we probably won't have any attendance. Trevor Bauer, the Reds pitcher, says, why not make baseball games accessible for everybody on TV? No restrictions, no blackouts, and have a virtual camera in the dugout of every team to allow access for anyone with an iPhone or computer to have an inside look. Not a bad idea.
I like it.
Yeah. From the sports desk, Kevin Radich, KCBS.
Okay. Which of these cupcakes would you like?
They look the same.
Well, they are, but one is $10 and one is free.
Well, then I'll take the free one.
So what if these cupcakes were checking accounts?
I'd take the free one. But that's weird because I pay for checking.
That is weird when you can get free checking from Star One Credit Union.
Free checking from Star One? That's like having your cupcake and eating it, too.
Why pay bank fees? Get totally free checking from Star One. Go to starone.org today. Come get the Star treatment at Star One.
I never planned on being in an accident. But that truck didn't stop. The truck accident left me with so many questions. Do I have the best doctors? What about my car? The medical bills? Work? I need help. I gotta call the Barnes firm. That was the best call I could have made.
At the Barnes Firm, we've handled thousands of accident cases. Our team works to answer all of your questions and help each client get the best result possible.
Attorney John Sheehan is responsible for the content of this advertisement. 12th Street, Oakland.
We are here for you.
Our 6-year-old son Elijah's school is closed. Now he's being homeschooled.
Around the clock.
Well, I miss my teacher. I miss going to my regular classroom because I have my table there.
All news, all the time, right here on KCBS.
KCBS News Time, 3:18.
Time again for KCBS traffic and weather. Traffic from your local Honda dealers traffic center. Kim Vester, we're off to the Dumbarton Bridge.
We are. The Chilton Auto Body Collision Cam has spotted a stall. It's in the westbound direction, mid-span, blocking the right lane, and traffic is backing up behind it. So expect delays. This is in the westbound direction as you make your way towards 101. And traffic is moving at the limit in the eastbound direction. And I see no delays on the San Mateo Bridge coming or going from the East Bay. Now, we do have a new problem at a fairly major intersection in Hayward. You may want to avoid Hesperian at A Street. We just got word of an accident between a transit bus and a car. It's at least partially blocking the intersection there, just off the freeway. So expect delays or just steer clear until they can get that out of the way. Traffic moving up and down the Nimitz Freeway, 880 in both directions is free of any accidents or stalls. And we have some better news in Antioch. We had an on-ramp closure, 3 hours going on, and it just reopened. It's the on-ramp from Summersville Road to westbound Highway 4. They had a bunch of metal debris there. It took a really long time to get it completely cleaned up. So now it's all cleaned up, and the on-ramp is open to traffic once again. Your next update, 3:28 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
Let's talk about the 6-day Bay Area weather forecast. We saw a few sprinkles in the North Bay earlier today. Otherwise, partly cloudy, highs upper 50s at the coast, low to mid 60s inland. It will be partly sunny again tomorrow, dry. Temperatures won't move much. Warming trend kicks in on Wednesday with temperatures in the mid 60s and 70s Thursday and Friday. Then it clouds up again for the weekend with rain chances both days. We've got the Mancini's Sleep World 6-day forecast. Mancini's is still delivering comfort to the Bay Area in this challenging time. Visit sleepworld.com. KCBS News Time 3:21. The Newswatch continues.
Patty, the need for a massive number of face masks to protect healthcare workers from the coronavirus has prompted the architecture department at Cornell University to bring out its 3D printers. Architecture professor Jenny Sabin gathered her team to produce transparent face shields to be used for protection. And she joins us now live on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline to explain. Professor, connecting dots here, architecture and medical supplies, we don't often see those two connected.
That's true. It's great to be on the air. And actually what was a great connection is emerging technologies and digital fabrication, the informal network that is possible when you pair 3D printers together. And so what happened across Cornell University between the School of Engineering, Architecture, and the College of Architecture, Art, and Planning is that we all together brought our labs into the forefront, fired up our machines, and began to 3D print the visors as well as laser cut the shields.
So obviously we don't have pictures. We're on the radio. So kind of describe for us, paint the picture of how these face shields look and how they work.
So the 3D printed part is the visor. And while Cornell Medicine had actually tested an open source design by 3D Verkstan, they're based in Sweden. And so we began to 3D print the visors, and then the shield component is what is laser cut, or actually you can 3-hole punch it with a basic office 3-hole punch. And that's the part that forms the shield that clips onto the visor and can either be sanitized for reuse or disposed and a new one placed onto it. And so we've been able to 3D print collectively across the campus and now out into our networks of alumni and students, thousands of visors and shields to bring these to the front lines to Weill Cornell Medicine and now at other hospitals in need in New York City and also elsewhere.
This project, is it scalable? Can you take the schematic of what you've put together here and offer it up to other universities to do something similar with their resources?
Absolutely. And what's been amazing in less than 4 days is just seeing the network grow. And so we already have other institutions that are interested, Carnegie Mellon, USC, Parsons, other architecture departments pitching in and firing up their digital fabrication labs, as well as architects in their offices making their labs available as well. So it's really the power of the network and all of these people coming together that afforded an immediate response and to fill a gap in the supply chain, overnight.
Well, it's a great story, and thank you for sharing it with us. We've been speaking on the KCBS RingCentral Newsline with architecture professor Jenny Sabin. Now we're going to move on to the Money Watch. It's a good story there. I'm going to let Jason Brooks tell you about it.
The stock market started off the week with a big bang, with Wall Street rallying higher now in 4 of the past 5 sessions. The Dow jumped 690 points to 22,327. The Nasdaq rose 271 points to 7774. And the S&P gained 85 points to 2626. Price of oil fell $1.42 to just above $20 a barrel, its lowest settlement since early 2002. A UBS analyst says there may be selling fatigue and that investors are no longer reacting as wildly to incremental bad news as they have been in recent weeks. The working from home movement is boosting cloud usage, with Microsoft reporting a nearly 800% increase in demand in the past week. And San Jose-based Zoom Media continues to dial in some big numbers, with JP Morgan saying that daily average users are up a staggering 378% from a year earlier. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks, KCBS.
Coronavirus, China, Italy, the economy is sputtering, unemployment is skyrocketing, and the stock market is unpredictable. But you knew that. Each day the market rises or falls hundreds of points, with major indexes down more than 30% since February. Yes, February. The O'Donnell Financial Group sincerely hopes that you haven't lost 30% in your investments, and if you have, something may be wrong. Double-digit losses can be a sign that you and your financial advisor are not communicating properly about your financial goals, and now is the time to fix it. If you are experiencing large losses or your current advisor hasn't called you about what's going on in today's economy, it's time to call O'Donnell Financial Group to learn what you should be doing to survive this bear market. For a free portfolio review and strategy session, contact O'Donnell Financial today, 866-496-2300, 866-496-2300, or visit online at o'donnellfinancialgroup.com. Advisory services offered through O'Donnell Financial Services, LLC, or Independent Financial Group, member FINRA SIPC.
This portion of the News Watch sponsored by O'Donnell Financial Group.
It's time for the Xfinity Sports Flashback. This week in 1982, A's manager Billy Martin was in his 3rd and final year as the Oakland manager, and Steve McCatty was his ace right-hander when something unusual happened in an otherwise forgettable spring training road game against the Padres. For years, Martin had made no secret of his dislike of the existence of the designated hitter rule. McCatty called on a bat boy to run upstairs and buy a 15-inch souvenir bat from the concession stand. When it was his turn to hit, McCatty approached the batter's box with nothing in his hands. Umpire Jim Quick asked him where his bat was, and it was then that McCatty reached around, took the souvenir bat out of his back pocket, held it up, and took 3 straight called strikes. In 1992, the Duke Blue Devils became the first team in 19 years to repeat as NCAA basketball champions with a 71-51 win over Michigan's Fab 5 freshmen. This sports flashback brought to you by Xfinity, reinventing entertainment so you can enjoy it your way. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Never paint your home again. Go Rhino Shield.
Hello, Bay Area. This is meteorologist Lloyd Lindsay Young.
And meteorologist Roberta Gonzalez. For many years now, you've been trusting us to predict the weather.
Just like thousands of customers from all over the country have been trusting Rhino Shield to protect their homes from the weather.
Now that spring is here, it's the perfect time to call Rhino Shield to protect your home and never paint again.
That's right, Roberto. Rhino Shield is a ceramic-based exterior coating that looks like paint and is applied like paint, but unlike ordinary paint, it's guaranteed not to chip, crack, or peel.
And right now, Rhino Shield is extending last year's biggest discount. Mention KCBS and save 10% or $2,500 off a whole house application. So if you're planning on painting your home this spring or summer, pick up the phone and call Rhino Shield now at 855-RHINO-55 and make this paint job your last paint job.
That's 855-RHINO-55.
KCBS News Time 328.
Kim Vestal, last we spoke with you, you were tracking problems on the Dumbarton Bridge, and now you've got a backup associated with that.
Yes, indeed we do, because a car broke down and is still waiting for a tow truck to arrive. This is westbound on the Dumbarton Bridge. Just after mid-span, the car broke down in the right lane there, so traffic continues to stack up. Not a huge backup, but definitely a bit of a delay there if you're headed westbound towards the Bayshore Freeway. No delays going the other way. And also traffic on the San Mateo Bridge looks just great. Traffic is light and moving well with no new incidents to report. And keep in mind, as we check our other bridges too, that as of the shelter in place officially was announced 2 weeks ago, no human toll takers. You'll get a bill in the mail. Next update, 3:38 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
Not a bad-looking afternoon. Partly sunny skies. Temperatures about seasonal for this time of year. We're seeing highs in the upper 50s at the coast, low to mid-60s inland. It's going to get it's going to get milder. We are going to see more warming. We're going to see highs mid-60s, mid-70s by the end of the week. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Sonia here from Elite MD. We are committed to helping your physical, mental, and emotional well-being during these challenging times. Elite MD is now offering virtual consultations in the convenience and safety of your own home. Visit our website and get 20% off your favorite medical-grade skincare and extended savings on all our popular services. A portion of the proceeds will be donated to helping hospitals and our frontline healthcare workers. Call 1-833-Dr. Sonia to schedule your virtual consultation today or visit us online at elitemdspa.com. Remember, we are one, and we will be stronger together.
News that matters to you around the Bay, around the world, around the clock. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
It is Monday, March 30th, 2020. Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Carrie Hudasek. Why some daycares in the Bay Area are still open despite shelter-in-place orders.
It is not a hotline, but you can call this warm line for emotional support during the pandemic and these troubling times. The Grand Princess cruise ship stays docked, but continues to churn out waste. We're going to tell you how that's affecting the Bay Area, and President Trump says social distancing is working. Good afternoon. I'm Patty Rising in the KCBS studios in San Francisco, along with Jeff Bell in his home studio in Sausalito. KCBS News Time, 3:31.
CBS News Update. President Trump is no longer talking about reopening the country for business by Easter.
The guy very much as they are, maybe even toughened up a little bit, but they're having a big impact. They're having a tremendous impact, and we're starting to see it.
If social distancing is vigorously followed, he said, it could save 1 million lives. And a new milestone, more than 1 million Americans have been tested. Health Secretary Alex Azar.
We would not be where we are today without the many American companies, entrepreneurs, and scientists who have worked day and night to develop, as of today, 20 different emergency testing options.
New York City, which has the worst outbreak in the country, got help with the arrival of the Navy hospital ship Comfort. Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Like, think of all the big hospitals in New York City, Bellevue, and all the other famous hospitals we think of. It's like another one of them just floated right up to help us right now.
CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
KCBS News Time, 3:32. The News Watch continues.
We've all been told to practice safe social distancing.
We've all been told to practice safe social distancing, but what about families who still need to bring their kids to daycare? KCBS's Carrie Hudasek reports that some are still open in the Bay Area despite orders to shelter in place.
That's because child care programs are considered essential for parents who must continue working at this time. Little Genius Academy in Walnut Creek is one of the few programs still operating, even though many other centers have closed.
We are still open to provide care for desperately needing families who absolutely have no other alternative, and to provide care for our first responders.
But Director Kathy Aiello says the demand for their services is shrinking despite school closures. They've seen a 60% drop in enrollment.
We're actually not surprised with how things are going because, a lot of the children have siblings choosing to stay home.
And for the kids who do show up, safe social distancing still applies. Small groups, no adding or mixing.
Teachers are using gloves and masks, and we're doing our very best to group the kids very, very small to keep them at a safe distance.
In Walnut Creek, Carrie Hudasek, KCBS.
As the Grand Princess cruise ship stays anchored in San Francisco Bay, the wastewater from the virus-infected vessel is being transported and treated at an East Bay mud plant. As KCBS reporter Holly Kwan tells us, it's an unusual request for a water agency not used to servicing contaminated cruise ships.
Cruise ships don't usually pull into the port of Oakland, so it was a surprise when East Bay Mud officials were asked for a special permit to handle 400,000 gallons of sewage on board. Agency officials say they started getting the wastewater on March 11th and continued to treat it before it gets discharged into the bay. Nelsie Rodriguez is East Bay Mud spokesperson.
Wastewater is already water that we want to take extra precautions with for public safety. So we have personal protective equipment. We have very strict guidelines for receiving it and for treating it before we can safely release it to San Francisco Bay. So yes, human waste does have bacteria virus in it.
Because, as the head of wastewater treatment puts it, the Grand Princess was the second most infamous cruise ship next to the Titanic, they didn't want workers or the public panicking when they found out where the sewage was going. There are still several hundred crew members aboard the Grand Princess waiting out their 2-week quarantines. Holly Kwan, KCBS.
As more cities and states are ordering their residents to stay at home unless they're providing essential services, truckers continue to haul needed goods all over the country. John Kearney, CEO of Advanced Training Systems, a company that uses technology to train safer drivers, tells KCBS the truckers say they're still able to get through.
Well, so far they've let the truck drivers through because of it being an essential activity. I can't tell you that some states don't make sure they're not from New York, for example, but if we don't let the trucks through, we're not going to have the goods that we need to exist. So pretty much I think the truckers are safe in that respect.
Kearney says that while there's less traffic on the roads, truckers are finding fewer open facilities, allowing them to shower and grab a place to eat. Gas prices continue to fall, with the price of crude oil hitting the lowest level in nearly 20 years and demand plummeting. AAA reports regular grade gas here in California has dropped by more than 40 cents a gallon in the last month. In San Jose, the average price for regular is $3.05 a gallon as of this morning. That's down a dime over the previous week. One analyst predicts demand for refined petroleum products will drop by 17% next month, with airliners grounded, factories shuttered, and cars parked in garages. KCBS News Time 3:36. Kim Vestal in less than 3 minutes.
Hi, it's KCBS morning reporter Holly Kwan. We've seen tough times before. The Loma Prieta quake, the Wine Country fires, the Kirk Gibson walk-off home run against Dennis Eckersley in the 1988 A's-Dodgers World Series. Okay, that was just me. Point is, we can survive this too by having each other's backs, being kind, and staying informed. KCBS is helping the Bay Area stay connected. For more, go to radio.com/stay connected.
Sleeping with CPAP can mean waking and hearing, "Hun, there's a ring around your face." Or, "Dad, what's up with your face?" If you stopped wearing CPAP because of marks and rashes, now there's Inspire. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. That's right, a button. If you're struggling with CPAP, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
When I was a boy, a friend took me bass fishing. I can remember being completely amazed that it could be caught by a plastic worm with a hook in it. And yet every day, homeowners shopping for a new home loan are treated like bass. Advertisements that are far from real and have a hook in it. They're just trying to get you to bite. Don't let mortgage fishermen treat you like a bass. Mark Tice here from HMS Capital, letting you know that the only way to properly shop for a home loan is to apply with at least 2 lenders. Whether you're refinancing or purchasing a new home, apply with HMS Capital, where there is no appraisal fee or credit fee, and at least one other lender. This will keep the fight on over you and ensures the lowest price that either of us can offer. Don't let anyone make a bass out of you by applying with just one lender. Call HMS Capital today at 833-255-5698. That's 833-255-5698. Or go to our website at hmscapital.com. 833-255-5698.
HMS Capital Funding is a DBA of Golden Empire Mortgage, Inc. NMLS ID number 2427. HMS Capital Funding is licensed in California by the Department of Business Oversight under the Residential Mortgage Lending Act. License number 413-0360. Equal housing lender.
KCBS News Time 3:38.
It's time for a visit to your local Honda dealer's traffic center. Kim Vestal, you've got problems on the Nimitz Freeway now.
We do. Back to Hayward we go. In fact, the KCBS Waze Force first gave us a heads up on this one. The Highway Patrol now confirming an accident. Southbound 880 just before Winton. The 2 left lanes are blocked. And that's why southbound traffic is already bumper to bumper from A Street. And northbound traffic still at the limit, not impacted by this accident. And nearby, the intersection of Hesperian and A Street, emergency crews are clearing an accident between a transit bus and a car. There's still some backup approaching that intersection. Best to avoid it until they can get that one completely out of the way. And that stall westbound on the Dumbarton Bridge midspan has just been cleared up. Tow truck moved the car away, and traffic is at the limit in both directions. If you're headed to 101, no delays on the Bayshore Freeway between the South Bay and the Peninsula. Next update at 3:48 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
Turned into a pretty looking afternoon. We are seeing partly cloudy skies. We saw a few sprinkles in the North Bay, just isolated ones. And temperatures are about seasonal for this time of year. It's hard to remember exactly what seasonal is, huh? Upper 50s the coast, low to mid 60s inland. Partly sunny again tomorrow. Temperatures are going to stay in the same range, but then the warming, the much more milder weather coming our way Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, mid 60s and 70s then. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Are you efficient at wasting money? Well, that's exactly what you're doing by installing a new furnace or air conditioner if your attic's not properly insulated. You need to check out Eagle Shield High Performance Insulation. You see, heat rises. 80% of your home's heat escapes through the ceiling. Whether it's 20 or 110 degrees outside, Eagle Shield will keep you comfortable inside by reflecting 90% of the heat back in during the winter. And just as important, creates a barrier the heat cannot penetrate in the summer. Eagle Shield keeps you comfortable and saves you money. As an essential service, their goal is to help seniors avoid pneumonia by staying warm and safe. Right now, the first 50 callers get a space-age water heater blanket worth $175. Plus, when you mention KCBS, get 25% off. Folks, it's affordable and it works. Call them now, 800-88-EAGLE. That's 800-883-2453.
Eagle Shield.
The Eagle has landed.
Call 1-800-88-EAGLE.
While hopefully staying safe and